And there you have it, the fairy tale of hip-hop's most loyal husband has been ripped to shreds. Not by haters, not by gossip blogs, but by the queen herself. Remy Ma dropped the bombshell. The first wife whispered the truth. The receipts are leaking, and suddenly the loyalty chain Papoose wore so proudly feels like a noose around his entire brand. This isn't just another messy scandal. This is demolition. The kids he erased, the first wife he silenced, the empire he built on. Lies, all of it is now front and center. There's no turning back. But here's the thing. This story is only just beginning. Because if those alleged court filings surface, the first wife drops the letters, or if Clarissa Shields decides to tell her side of the DM rumors, then we are looking at the total destruction of Papoose's entire legacy. The man who preached. Loyalty could go down as the biggest fraud hip-hop has ever seen. And if you blink, you'll miss the moment the next chapter explodes. That's why you cannot afford to stay on the sidelines. Smash that like button right now so this truth cuts through the noise. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is Papoose a manipulator who erased his own blood? Or just another rapper caught in a storm too big to contain? Okay. And most importantly, subscribe and hit that notification bell, because the very next leak, the very next voice note, the very next bombshell could drop tonight. Miss the next update. You'll miss the truth. And in a scandal this devastating, missing the truth is the most dangerous thing of all. The world of hip-hop reality TV has been thrown into absolute chaos. And once again, at the center of the storm is none other than Yandy Smith. Yes, you heard that right. Yandy has been caught in yet another lie. And this time, the fallout is so scandalous, so outrageous, that fans are already calling it one of the most explosive betrayals in love and hip-hop history. But what makes this situation so much more shocking is the twisted, tangled web now connecting Jasmine Washington and Rashida Frost in a way no one saw coming. Are we really looking at a bizarre sister wives situation brewing right under everyone's noses? Or has Yandy orchestrated a scandal so big it could permanently fracture the already fragile balance of the LHHATL world? The whispers began late last night when a voice note leaked on a private fan page. In it, an anonymous woman claims Yandy has been deliberately spreading false stories about Jasmine and Rashida, not just random shade, but calculated lies that suggest the two women may be sharing Kirk Frost in ways far darker than the cameras ever captured. The clip was only 30 seconds long, but it was enough to detonate like a bomb across Twitter. Fans immediately demanded answers. Was Yandy inventing this storyline for attention? Was she trying to destroy Rashida and Jasmine at the same time? Or was she covering up something much deeper? Something that only someone in the industry's inner circle would even know about? Screenshots began pouring in within minutes. A text thread, allegedly between Yandy and a producer, showed Yandy saying, "If we paint them like sister wives, the ratings will go through the roof." That single message sent the internet into a frenzy. Sister wives, Rashida and Jasmine. Fans couldn't even process what they were reading. This wasn't a small, shady comment. This was a full-blown manufactured scandal designed to humiliate two women who have already been dragged through enough public heartbreak. Rashida, who has fought for years to protect her marriage despite Kirk's endless betrayals, and Jasmine, who has carried the weight of being branded the other woman, now both of them being lumped into a narrative that makes them look complicit in some twisted arrangement. The betrayal feels even sharper because Yandy has long branded herself as the one who keeps it real, the businesswoman, the protector of family. But insiders are now saying she has been working behind the scenes for weeks, feeding producers half-truths and staged receipts to push this sister wives storyline. And the kicker: multiple sources claim that Yandy wasn't doing this out of loyalty to the show or to boost the ratings. She was allegedly trying to distract from her own crumbling marriage, her own financial issues, and her own hidden drama that could have, if been exposed at the reunion. Twitter exploded with hashtags. Hashtag YanDyLies. Hashtag Sister Wives Mess. Hashtag RASHEE deserves better. One viral tweet read, Yandi out here fabricating Rashida and Jasmine's pain. Like it's a business pitch. This ain't reality TV. This is cruelty. Another fan wrote, imagine calling yourself a boss and then spreading lies about. To women just to hide your own skeletons, Yandi has no shame. But the story didn't stop there. Almost immediately after the text screenshots surfaced, a video clip from behind the scenes leaked. The grainy footage, supposedly filmed on set, shows Yandi whispering to a producer while Rashida is just a few feet away. You can hear Yandi's voice, low but clear. Trust me, just push this angle. They'll fight, the fans will eat it up, and nobody will be asking questions about me. That one line has already been replayed 1,000,000 times online, with fans dissecting every syllable. Did Yandi really set up Rashida and Jasmine like pawns in her own personal chess game? And then came the most shocking twist of all. Jasmine herself broke her silence on Instagram Live, with tears in her eyes but fire in her voice. She said, I don't know what kind of sick games Yandi thinks she's playing, but I am not anyone's. Sister wife, I've been dragged for years over Kirk's lies, and now she wants to make me share Rashida's pain like it's some storyline? Nah, she's lying, and I got proof. Jasmine didn't elaborate on what proof she had, but she promised to reveal everything if Yandi didn't come clean first. Within seconds, thousands of viewers flooded her live, begging for the receipts. The tension skyrocketed even higher when Rashida posted a cryptic message on her own page just hours later. She didn't tag Yandi, she didn't mention Jasmine, but the meaning was crystal clear. Her post read, play with me if you want to, but lies don't last forever. Truth always wins. She added a broken heart emoji and a locked padlock, leaving fans to speculate whether she's finally ready to put her foot down, not just with Kirk, but with anyone trying to destroy her family. But here's where things get truly twisted. An insider who claims to have worked closely with the LHHA production team leaked another set of emails. In them, Yandi allegedly pitched the entire Sister Wives angle to executives, saying it could be the next big scandal since Joe's line. The execs reportedly pushed back, calling it too cruel. But Yandi supposedly insisted. Now, with the leaked texts and the voice notes starting to look like Yandi may have forced the storyline through anyway, even against the producer's better judgment. The fallout has only just begun. Fans are already calling for Yandi to be cut from the show permanently, demanding that she issue a public apology to both Rashida and Jasmine. But those close to the situation say Yandi is refusing to back down. According to one source, she's telling people, if I go down, I'm taking everybody with me. That chilling statement has sparked even more speculation. What secrets does Yandi still have hidden? Who else has she lied about? And could her next move drag even more cast members into the fire? As of right now, the internet is in absolute meltdown. Twitter spaces are popping off with heated debates. Fan pages are dissecting every leaked clip, and even celebrities are chiming in. Cardi B posted a shady tweet just hours ago, saying, "This why I mind my business, 'cause y'all be making up whole fairy tales." Tamar Braxton dropped a cryptic post too. "Don't call yourself real if all you do is lie on people's names." And K. Michelle. She simply posted a popcorn emoji, letting the world know she's watching this trainwreck unfold. But the question that no one can ignore, the one that's hanging like a guillotine over this entire scandal, is simple. If Jasmine really has proof that Yandi is lying, what kind of receipts are we about to see? Will it be texts, voice notes, a secret video? And if Rashida decides to join forces with Jasmine against Yandi, could we be witnessing the beginning of the most unlikely alliance in love and hip-hop history? Two women long divided by Kirk's betrayal suddenly standing together against the Queen of Lies. Because if that happens, if Rashida and Jasmine really decide to team up, Yandi may have unleashed a storm she cannot survive. The storm that Yandi unleashed wasn't dying down. If anything, it was growing darker, wilder, and more uncontrollable by the minute. Fans had barely recovered from Jasmine's tear-filled Instagram live when yet another bombshell dropped. And this time, it wasn't whispers or fan speculation. It was cold, hard evidence. A leaked audio file began circulating on private group chats before hitting Twitter like a tidal wave. The voice, Yandi's, the words, enough to turn her reputation into ashes. In the audio, you can clearly hear Yandi laughing with a producer, her tone cold, smug, and calculating. They think Jasmine and Rashida are fighting for Kirk, we win. They think they're sharing him, we win even bigger. I don't care if it's true, people will eat it. Twitter lit up like a war zone. Thousands of fans called Yandi a manipulator. Memes exploded, painting her as the puppet master pulling strings with a sinister grin. One viral clip even spliced Yandi's laugh from the leaked audio over. Footage of Rashida crying during past episodes. The juxtaposition so cruel, so cutting, that it left fans speechless. Hashtags surged into the trending charts. Hashtag cancel Yandi. Hashtag truth for RASHEEDA. Hashtag justice for Jasmine. But what really lit the fire hotter than ever was Jasmine's immediate response. Going live again, Jasmine blasted the audio for her followers, shaking, her head in disbelief as tears streamed down her face. She thinks this is funny. Thinks my life, my son's father, my pain is just TV. No, Yandi, this is real life. And you don't get to play God with it. Fans flooded the comments with messages of support, urging Jasmine to sue, to expose, to fight back with everything she had. And just when it seemed like Jasmine had finally pulled ahead in the battle for truth, Rashida dropped her own nuclear bomb. On her Instagram story, Rashida posted a screenshot of a private text thread allegedly between her and Yandi. The message, sent weeks earlier, showed Yandi pressuring Rashida to play along with a messy angle for the cameras. The text read, "Sis, if you just lean into this storyline, you'll come out looking like the stronger woman. The fans love a fighter. Trust me, it'll work in your favor." Rashida captioned the screenshot. "So you wanted me to humiliate myself on purpose? Nah, that's where you lost me." The internet went into complete meltdown. Suddenly, the narrative shifted from speculation to proof. Yandi was actively manipulating her castmates, using their trauma as bargaining chips for ratings. Fans were furious, but the chaos didn't stop with the fans. Other cast members began chiming in, each one pouring gasoline onto the fire. Carly Red went live with her usual messy grin, saying, "Listen, I've been told y'all, Yandi ain't what she's seen. She's smile in your face and stab you in the back for a storyline. This ain't new." Spice jumped in with a comment under Jasmine's live. "Guile, don't let them play with your name. Spose everything." The truth Saya hide. Even K. Michelle, who's no stranger to feuds, tweeted, "I tried to tell y'all about these fake friends. Everybody want to be the boss until the receipts hit." The industry reaction was just as vicious. Blogs like The Shade Room, Hollywood, Unlocked, and Gossip of the City blasted out the audio and texts, labeling it the biggest betrayal of 2025. One headline screamed, "Yandi's lies." Shatterley tells Sister Wives scandal exposes reality TV's darkest secrets. Another site went even further, calling for a boycott of any brand associated with Yandi. And then came the twist no one expected. In the middle of the social media war, a mysterious Instagram account surfaced, posting alleged contracts and emails between Yandi and VH1 producers. The account claimed to be run by a former insider who wanted the truth out. In one email, Yandi supposedly wrote, "If Jasmine and Rashida refuse to play ball, I'll feed the press a fake narrative anyway. By the time they catch on, it'll already be viral." Whether the emails were legit or not, the damage was already done. Fans believed it. The comments sections turned into war zones, with people dragging Yandi like never before. But the most heartbreaking moment came when Rashida and Jasmine appeared together, yes, together for the first time since the scandal broke. Fans were stunned to see them side by side on Instagram Live, their expressions heavy with exhaustion, but their voices united. Rashida spoke first. "We might not always agree, and Lord knows Kirk put us through hell, but this is different. This is a woman trying to profit off both our pain, and I'm not standing for it anymore." Jasmine nodded, adding, "We're not sister wives, we're sisters in truth. And Yandi needs to be held accountable." The live racked up over 100,000 viewers in minutes. Fans flooded the chat with applause emojis, crying emojis, and shouts of support. For the first time in years, Rashida and Jasmine weren't enemies, they were allies. Standing together against a manipulator who thought she could control the narrative. The irony was almost poetic. Yandi's plan to pit them against each other had backfired spectacularly, forging a new bond between two women who had every reason to hate one another. But the plot thickened even further. Just as the live was wrapping up, a chilling new clip leaked. It appeared to be Yandi late at night speaking on a private phone call. The audio was muffled but clear enough to make out one damning line. "If they come for me, I've got dirt on all of them. Nobody's safe." The clip ended abruptly, but the damage was irreversible. Fans immediately began speculating. What dirt does Yandi have? Could she be sitting on secrets that could destroy even more cast members? And if she really is willing to burn everyone around her just to save herself, then how far is this scandal going to spiral before it consumes the entire show? By the end of the day, Yandi had gone completely silent on social media. No posts, no lives, no statements. Her silence spoke louder than words, fueling even more suspicion. Meanwhile, Rashida and Jasmine's joint stand was being celebrated. As iconic, as historic, as the moment the tables finally turned. But deep down, everyone knew this wasn't the end. Not even close. Because if Yandi really does have those files, those secrets, those weapons hidden in the dark, then the next chapter of this scandal could bring down more than just her career, could drag the entire cast into a war. None of them are ready. For the cliffhanger now hanging over this saga is almost unbearable. What secrets will Yandi unleash in her desperation to survive? And if she does, who will be the next victim in her web of lies? The silence from Yandi's camp was deafening, but anyone who knew her understood it wasn't surrender, it was calculation. For days, she stayed off the grid, letting Rashida and Jasmine claim the spotlight, letting the hashtag soar against her name. Fans thought she was finished, cornered, and done for. But when Yandi finally resurfaced, she did it in the most Yandi way possible, with a carefully produced video. Dramatic lighting, soft background music, and her signature but deadly voice. She began with a sigh. "It's so funny how people love to paint me as the villain. But the truth, y'all don't know half of what's really going on." She claimed the audio leaks were edited, the text taken out of context, and the so-called insider emails nothing but fabricated lies from bitter ex-employees. But then her tone sharpened. Her eyes narrowed as she leaned closer to the camera. "You want receipts? I got them. Don't push me, because I will burn this whole empire to the stake. Ground before I let anyone destroy me." That threat alone sent shockwaves through the fan base. Burn the empire. What secrets could she possibly have that would shake the entire Love and Hip Hop franchise? Within hours, hashtag Yandi threats was trending, with fans dissecting every word, every gesture, every pause in her statement. Some thought she was bluffing, desperate to save face. But others remembered the late-night audio leak, the one where she'd said, "I've got dirt on all of them. Nobody's safe." Suddenly, the world realized Yandi wasn't just bluffing. She was warning. And then she dropped the first bomb. Screenshots of alleged private DMs between Jasmine and Kirk Frost, dated months after Rashida had publicly forgiven him. The messages weren't overtly romantic, but the familiarity in tone, the late-night timestamps, and the flirty emojis were enough to spark chaos. Jasmine immediately denied it, calling the DM as fake, but the damage was done. Fans swarmed her page, accusing her of playing both sides. Rashida, caught in the crossfire once again, posted a cryptic message: "Trust is earned, not given." Remember? The tension exploded into chaos when Rashida unfollowed Jasmine on Instagram just hours later. Fans couldn't believe it. After weeks of standing together, after uniting against Yandi, the fragile alliance between Rashida and Jasmine seemed to crumble instantly. So much for sister wives, huh? One fan tweeted, attaching screenshots of the unfollowed drama. But Yandi wasn't finished. Oh no. She doubled down, releasing what she called proof of deception, a voice memo allegedly of Rashida venting to Yandi in private, trashing Jasmine. The audio crackled, but the words were clear. "I'm tired of Jasmine acting like the victim. She knew what she was doing with Kirk, and now she wants sympathy. Please." The internet imploded. Fans were stunned. Was Rashida truly two-faced? Or was this just another one of Yandi's manipulations? Jasmine's response was instant and fiery. She went live, shaking with rage, calling Rashida a backstabber and Yandi a snake. Through tears, she shouted, "If that's how you really feel, Rashida, then say it to my face. Don't cry with me on live, and then run your mouth behind closed doors. I thought we were done letting these men play us, but clearly I was wrong." The comments section was brutal. Fans begged them to, and just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Kirk himself entered the chat. Literally. He posted on Instagram, "Y'all doing too much? Half of this ain't even real. But if you want the truth, just know I ain't no saint." Never claimed. To be his vague, unapologetic tone only fueled the fire. Fans dragged him mercilessly, calling him the architect of chaos. The man who had both women tied to a never-ending cycle of betrayal. But behind the scenes, Kirk's statement did something far worse. It reignited Rashida's old wounds, according to one insider leak from someone claiming to work on the set. Rashida allegedly had a complete meltdown after Kirk's post. The insider described her throwing her phone across the room, screaming that she was done being embarrassed and vowing to end the show before it ends her. Meanwhile, Jasmine, reeling from both Rashida's betrayal and Yandi's smear campaign, reportedly collapsed backstage during filming, overwhelmed with panic and humiliation. EMTs were allegedly called, though fans couldn't confirm if it was real or another storyline woven into the madness. The fallout became so explosive that even VH1 executives were forced to intervene. Rumors swirled that emergency meetings were held, with producers scrambling to contain the chaos before it completely destroyed the franchise's credibility. Some insiders whispered about contracts being suspended, cast members threatening to quit, and lawyers quietly being called in to mediate. But fans weren't letting Yandi off the hook. Her attempt to expose Rashida and Jasmine only cemented her as the villain in the public's eyes. Twitter was merciless. One viral tweet read, "Yandi went from girlboss to gaslighter in one scandal." She really thought she could rewrite the narrative, but all she did was prove everyone right about her. Another fan added, "She's like the Joker of reality TV. She just wants to see the world burn." And yet, beneath all the chaos, there was one final twist, one that no one saw coming. A shadowy, anonymous account on Instagram posted a single blurry photo. Rashida, Jasmine, and Yandi, all three sitting together at what looked like a dimly lit restaurant. The caption was chilling. "Think it's over? Think again." The story you're being fed isn't the story that's really happening. Fans went wild with theories. Was the feud staged from the very beginning? Were the fights, the meltdowns, the leaks all part of a grand plan to boost ratings and dominate headlines? Was the photo old, taken before the scandal exploded, now being repurposed to sow more confusion? Nobody knew, and that uncertainty made the drama even juicier by now. The lines between reality and performance had blurred so completely that fans didn't know what to believe. Were Rashida and Jasmine truly enemies again? Or was this another setup? Was Yandi really the villain? Or was she being framed? And most importantly, was the entire scandal nothing more than a meticulously orchestrated game designed to keep love and hip-hop in the headlines forever? The cliffhanger was brutal. As the dust settled, one thing became clear. The war between Yandi, Jasmine, and Rashida wasn't over. It was only just beginning. And if Yandi really had more dirt to spill, the next chapter could be the most destructive. Yet not just for the cast, but for the entire empire of reality TV itself. And now you see why this story has the entire internet in a chokehold. Yandi's threats, Rashida's meltdown, Jasmine's heartbreak. It's not just drama, it's demolition. We're watching in real time as friendships collapse, marriages crumble, and entire reputations go up in flames. But the biggest question is still unanswered. Is this chaos the truth, or the greatest setup in reality TV history? Yandi really has more receipts tucked away, then we haven't even scratched the surface. If Rashida and Jasmine are truly finished as allies, the fallout could destroy everything they've fought to rebuild. And if Kirk keeps adding fuel to the fire, this saga might spiral into a scandal that VH1 itself can't control. But here's the part you can't miss: the story is still unfolding. Right now, as we speak, new leaks are being teased. New whispers are dropping, and the next bombshell could hit at any moment. Do you really want to be the one scrolling Twitter tomorrow, lost and confused while everyone else is already deep in the tea? Don't play catch-up. Hit that like button, drop your wildest theories in the comments, and subscribe right now with notifications on, because the next twist is coming faster than you think. And trust me, if you thought tonight was explosive, the next chapter will. Leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Yandi, Rashida, Jasmine, and the empire they're willing to burn to the ground.